Okay, so hopefully you've listened to part one of Inspired by Miss Americana. If you haven't listened to that, first go back and listen to that one, or you might be a little bit confused as to what we're talking about. So, we're going to get into the process of what do we do about this. We have realized that there is a need of our, I'm going to call it your mind, your little DJ. DJ is just another, it's a term that we use in the tidy mind process to understand our mind, to just give it another name besides mind, because I get tired of saying mind all the time. So your little DJ is needing something, is unfulfilled in some way, is unsatisfied in some way, and there's a reason for that. It doesn't just come from nowhere. There is a reason that is unfulfilled. And so I like to ask a lot of questions that help lead you to clues to find out where this started. And then if we can find out where it started, we can get some release, we can get some closure, we can get some validation. Sometimes just connecting the dots to see where this came from in the first place, that aha moment is enough to release it. Sometimes that's all it takes. It's just that, oh my God, really? Like, that makes so much sense now. I get it now. And that's all that, just finding it, finding what I call the box in the basement is enough to give you that release from this need. But we also go a step past that, and we do a process where we allow this little part of you a voice. We allow it to express. We allow it to find the satisfaction that it is looking for now in your current experience. So let me give a little background on the tidy mind process for those of you who've never heard it before. You have, we're going to say, a tidy mind. Your mind is a house, and I want you to see this house with 3 levels. I'm going to give you a really short, brief version. 3 levels. The top level is your future room, the middle level is your people room, and the basement is your past room. Your current experience, what you're going through now, all the current people in your life, if we use Taylor as an example, her people room is her audience. That's who she's, wanting this, she's trying to get that need fulfilled through them. They're in her people room. That's her current experience. So I want you to think about that for yourself when I ask you the question, when you engage with others, why does your mind engage? What is it wanting to feel? What does it want them to help it feel when you are doing something, or you're putting something out there, or you're creating things, or maybe you're at work and you've done a good job, or what are you wanting from other people? How do you want them to make you feel? Do you want them to make you feel wanted, seen, loved, accepted, approved of, validated, good? What is it? Find that for yourself. So that's the first step. Ask yourself that question. What is the need? So we need to find the need, and then we need to find out where that need came from, and then we need to fill that hole up with what it really wants. So right now, your mind is trying to get an old need fulfilled in a current circumstance. So somebody you're currently involved with, or that you're it could be a relationship, or like Taylor, it could be an audience of people. It could be whatever it is, or whoever, or whatever you're trying to get it from. That is just a current experience, but where you're actually, the deeper need is in the basement, in a box in the basement, and it's someone that in your past, no matter how hard you tried to get this emotional need met, no matter how hard you tried, they just couldn't give it to you. You just could not get it from this person. So you tried harder and you tried harder, and you worked and you struggled, and you schemed and you planned, and you tried to change, and you tried to be what they wanted, and you did this and you did that, and nothing worked. You just couldn't get it. You just couldn't get this need met. And so that's what's in the basement. So what we need to do is first find the need. What is it that you're needing? Pick one of those words. We'll just make it really simple. For me, I wanted to be seen as smart, or that valued, or liked and loved and accepted and approved of. And there was a reason for that. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that it aggravated me. I just knew that it bothered me, that I still needed this. I still needed this from outside of me. Because as we learn in the tidy mind process, we give these things to ourselves. Like we take care of our mind. We fulfill those needs for ourselves. We create this very strong inner relationship of you and you. And that's who, you're the caretaker. You're the one who meets the need. And I had been doing that, but I still had this urge, or this kind of a gnawing feeling of like, I just can't get this satisfied, and I don't really know why. And so when you have a situation like that, it's because there is a box in your past room, in your basement. Remember, the basement represents your past room. And we have boxes in there of stored stuff, stored memories, stored experiences with our parents, with our siblings, with our friends from school, with our teachers, with anyone who you were engaged with at any point when you were a child, say maybe 9 years of age or younger is usually who we're looking for. That's who will exist in our basement. And that is who we think we're trying to get this need met from everybody else in our current people room on our main level. And maybe they do give it to us, but it just does, the satisfaction it just goes straight through that. It doesn't fill the hole. It just comes in and it just goes straight out. It doesn't last. It's not enough. It satisfies us for a split second, and then it's over. And that is because it is not them that can give this to you. It is not those people in your main level current people room, your audience, your husband, your wife, your job, your whatever you're trying to get it from, who you think that's the one that should give it to you. You think that's it. You think that's what's going to fill the hole, but it's not it. That is just a representation of something or someone in your basement, in your past room. The person in your past room is who you need it from. So let's look at that. So ask yourself, find the need. Now ask yourself the question, who in my past, no matter how hard I tried, just would not give me that feeling? I wanted that feeling from them so much. I tried so hard. I just couldn't get it. Just check to see if anyone comes to mind. And if they don't, we're going to take this one step further, and I'll give you another little exercise to do. And there's another part to this called the release part. But right now we're identifying. We're going through your tidy mind house. We're finding the need that creates that feeling of just cannot get this satisfied. It's a bottomless pit. I can't fill it up. It's a hole I cannot fill up, and I don't know why it's there. Well, we're finding out where it is, what it is, and where it comes from. So just check to see who is that for you. Do you know yet? If you don't know yet, that's okay. So what I want you, this is how we're going to start. I want you to allow yourself first, separate out. You are the caretaker of your mind. So you've got caretaker, who is the grown-up adult you, who is compassionate, unconditionally loving, kind, patient, all the wonderful things that a parent should be that they're usually not because they just don't know how yet. And then you've got the you as the caretaker, and then you've got you here as the little DJ, the little mind that has these needs that are unsatisfied. So there you are together, and I want you to give permission to little DJ I want you to go to the main level of your tidy mind house, and whoever you're trying to get this from, or whatever it could be, a job or a career, or like Taylor, the audience, or the fans, or whoever you're trying to get it from in your current people room. I want you to give little DJ a voice and let that part of you tell them off. And by tell them off, just express yourself. Say how it makes you feel, what you want from them, what you feel that they won't give you or they won't keep giving you, how tiring it is, how you need this need met. So you can pause this audio and take a few minutes and do that. Just allow, and I want you to write this down. This is an important part of this step. Please write down whatever it is that your little mind says to them. Write the words. In writing these words, you can go back and read the words that you've written and ask yourself who in your past that you grew up with or grew up around, mom, dad, brother, sister, friend, cousin, whatever, who did you also want to say these exact words to? And a lot of times the words that you say are clues. They're clues to what you were trying to get from this person that you just couldn't. And that's where your little aha moment's going to come from. These clues of these words that you've written down and you're expressing to your people on your main level. This is what I need from you. I just can't seem to get it. You won't give it to me. I want it so bad. Why can't you just give it to me? Why can't you give it to me consistently? Why do I have to work so hard for it? Why do I have to try so hard? Why do I have to be the one to keep changing myself? And I don't even know who I am anymore because I'm trying to be whatever you want me to be so that I can get this need met. Why can't you just give it to me anyway? So write all those things down and see what your little DJ wanted to say to the people on your current level. Then ask yourself the question, who would she have said these, or he would have said these exact same words to in the past? And that is who is in your box. So the second step of that will be after you've done that in your main level in your people room, take DJ down to the basement. Whoever you've identified in your aha moment, and I certainly hope you have one because it's very freeing. And you're like, oh my God, really? This is why I do what I do now, because I just didn't get this need met when I was a kid. Holy cow, like that's huge. It's huge to be able to find one of these things that are your driving force to a need like this. So you go down in there and you say, well, there you are. That's the person in this box that I need to get rid of. We're clearing out the basement here so that you can feel better and be free of these driving forces that do not serve you, that drive you crazy. So the next step would be then to stand with your little DJ, your mind, and let them tell that person off, the person in the basement. And I say tell them off. That's what would give my little mind satisfaction. But you need to ask what would give your little mind satisfaction. You might want to switch the roles on them. You might want to be the one in control. You might be, for me, one thing I did, I was working on this. It was about my brother, my middle, not my oldest brother, but my middle brother. And I just wanted him to want me around. That was my main goal in life. I would change. I would act more grown up. I would be different. I would be more like him. I would try to be cool. I was constantly scheming. It was the main focus of my existence at that age, was to be good enough, to be cool enough, to be acceptable enough that he would want to hang out with me and play with me. That was it. That was all that I wanted. And that was a need I could not get met, because no matter what I did, how good I was, how smart I was, how cool I was and calm and more grown up or whatever, I changed myself to be those things and didn't honor who I was, because that wasn't acceptable, and apparently that didn't work and get me what I wanted. So I tried so hard to get this need met and couldn't. So when I went down in the basement and I found where this was coming from, all this striving that I was doing in my business world was because I was trying to be what my brother wanted me to be, and I've been trying to be whatever and supply whatever it is that I thought everyone around me needed or wanted, And that was the need that I couldn't get met. So in my role, in my I did tell him off. Sorry, Barry, if you're listening to this, but I was very angry that you just wouldn't accept. You just didn't want to hang out with your little sister, which, I get it now, but back then I didn't. Like, it was all that I wanted. I really looked up to my brother and still do. Really looked up to him, wanted to be like him, all these things, and I just could not get this need met. So I let her tell him off. I told him everything I thought, and then I began to see something about him that I hadn't noticed before, and that he was very different from me. Like, if you know your health type, he's a diplomat, I'm an activator. He's more calm, laid back. He just didn't, need all of the interaction and connection that I did. He didn't need somebody to play with constantly like I did. He kind of just did his own thing. And so I was able to, as I was telling him off, I was able to start to realize some things. And then through that, I allowed her to become the big sister. And I allowed her to become the cool one. And that was satisfying to her. Like, that was what she wanted. She just wanted to not feel on the outside banging on the door trying to get in and nobody would let her in. She wanted to feel like she was more in control, like she got to choose, like she got to be the cool one, like she wasn't clawing her way up this mountain top that she could never get to the top of and just kept being pushed down, pushed down, and pushed down. She wanted to feel like she was on top and that she wasn't wanting anything from anybody and that she wasn't needing anything from anybody and that she was okay. And then she became the cool one, and then she shut her brother out. It's like, I don't want to, how about this? I don't want to hang out with you. So anyway, as childish as that may seem, it was the memory she needed to create. It was the experience that she needed to have to finally let go, to finally let it be okay, to finally be okay with herself, to finally stop struggling and stop trying to get this need met. And that was it. It filled that hole. And so I'm very excited and very looking forward to seeing how this changes, my driving force. As I said, I can't help what I do in my business anyway. It's just what I'm here to do, and it's going to come through anyway. I can't help it. Just like I'm sitting here making this audio now, I can't help but share things about the mind. That's going to happen anyway. But I'm excited to see how this impacts how much I care, if people like it, or if they accept it, or if they think it's good enough, or if it's what they need. I'm excited to see if that part, that need, that hole is now done. And that's what you're looking for. That's the outcome that we're doing this exercise for, is for that release of that need, the feeling of that hole. The hole is no longer there. Now you can just do your work. Do the work that you're here to do anyway, without the desperation behind it, without the wanting something from it, without the needing something from the reaction of others, without the need, without the pain. So I hope that this helps you. I look forward to working with you more. I look forward to giving you more audios because I can't help but do that. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Please ask any questions that you have. You can ask those here in the comments on YouTube, or you can join me in the Facebook group. I would love to see you guys in there. And you can also have a one-on-one session with me, and all those details are below in the bottom of this video. I look forward to hearing from you and seeing you in the Facebook group.